future's bright. Get up with nowhere to go, to and fro the pendulum through. We are here and then we go. My shadow left me long ago. Understand, but we don't know. This might pass, this might last, this may go. Easy come and easy go. Easy left me alone time ago. I'm in the fire, but I'm still cold. Nothing works for me walls divided. There's nothing left to subtract. Some words unspoken, yeah, they can't be taken back. Walks on his own, with thoughts he can't help thinking. The future's above, but in the past he's slow and sinking. Caught a bolt to lightning, curse the day he let it go. Nothing there. It's the end something, nothing there. She once believed I seem to recognize your face. Oh, I don't seem familiar yet. I can't seem to place it. Can I find a candle of thought to light your name? Yeah, lifetimes they're catching on with me. All these changes taking place. I wish I'd seen the place, but no one's ever taken me. Hearts and thoughts they fade, fade away. Hearts and thoughts they fade, fade away. I swear I recognize your breath. Oh, memories like fingerprints, yeah, they are slowly erased. Yeah. You will recall, for I'm not my father. It's hard when you're stuck upon the ship. I change while I'm changing. Small time for this. I pay. Perhaps that's what no one wants to see. Oh, I just want to scream. I'm home. Hey, my God, it's been too long now. Dream to reason, but now here you are, and here I am. Once and force the pain away, away. Hearts and thoughts they fade, fade away. Oh, hearts and thoughts they fade. It's all you. Hearts and thoughts they fade. Oh, hearts and thoughts they fade, fade. till we fucking tear the roof off this fucking place. She comes on like a storm, but you don't know where from. She was thrown like a burning meteor from my own side. Looking for a place to land, she said, you got yourself some sand. And whatever you replied, she took as yes. Comes after day with her newly planted seeds. And soon you're thrown down on your knees, and then you're dead. Then before you know, the weeds are a beastly overgrown. Wild seed she sows in your sleep. You gotta know you'll never let her go. She's like that. Hey, Mike, before I'm gonna say hello to the people. Hello to the people. Hey. Oh shit! That's like a Seahawks game right there. Hey, cheers! Mind your manners. Where's my manners? Good evening, Seattle. It's good to be back home. Goddamn, you know, we've this is the last night of our tour. We won't be playing for a while after this. And we don't have to travel anywhere, so we can give it all we got. We can go. You know, we were very fortunate on this tour. Everywhere we went, whether it was New York, Boston, Philly, Midwest, everywhere except for Chicago, actually. It was fucking perfect weather. We saw the cities in their best light, including Dallas. I mean, we were in Dallas a week before the Kennedy anniversary, and I gotta tell you, to pull in and to wake up in Seattle this morning, and it was like Seattle got all dressed up for us. It was beautiful. And it just made us even more happy to be back fucking home. So, and we got a lot of friends here tonight, which is why I brought the extra big bottle of wine. And this one, we'd like to dedicate this to our friend who's here, Raul Abanez. Raul! Could've tuned in, but he tuned out. A bedtime, nothing could save him. Alone in a corridor, waiting locked out. He got up out of there, ran for hundreds of miles. Shot! He made it to the ocean, had a smoke in a tree. The wind rose up, set him down on his knees. Our wave came crashing like a fist in a jar. Delivered him when he said, "Look at me now." Arms wide open with the sea as his floor. Floating back down 'cause he wanted to share his key to the locks on the chains that he store everywhere. Oh, but first he was stripped, then he was stabbed by a faceless man. Yeah, fuck it. He still stands. He still gives his love, he just gives it all away. Lord receives his love, that is saving. Sometimes it seems strange, spot in the sky. A human being that was given to life. All right, hey, this here number was it's one we don't get to play that often, and it was inspired by a book by a writer called Mikhail Bulgakov. He's a Russian author, and it was written by Jeff Heyman. He's really the intellectual of the group. And tonight we'd like to dedicate it to he and his lady Pandora. This one's for get it right. Let me just get it right. Talk of circles and punching out, drawing in, circles down. The thing about playing Seattle, most of these songs were written here. So this one, for some reason, this one was written in Seward Park. Perfection of the soul, nauseously quit. What are the questions for existence, and all the questions about modern need? Saturdays, oh, Mr. Mike McCready. He played in Mudhoney earlier tonight, and oh no, that was Dan Peters. That was no, but he plays also in Soundgarden. On the drum kit, the king of the world. On his throne, Mr. Matt Carroll. That last song that was written, it was a combination of two people. We had an office, the first band office that I think Mother Love Bone worked out of, and when I came, we worked out of Soundgarden, Alice in Chains. There was an office on First Avenue, right near Pioneer Square, and there was a guy named Ed King, I believe was his last name. He was kind of a bigger fella. He had a blue poncho, and he kind of between sleeping in the alcove of the office and then the one next door, right in that little Pioneer Square thing. And he had a shopping cart, and then he had a globe. I remember he always had a globe. At one point, it was thrown out because it had like a hole in it. But everything else, like it was like he had his globe, and so he'd get all in mind. He was like traveling all day long. You know, he was getting places, even though he's just in the alcove. Anyway, I ended up kind of getting to know him, and I'd see him every day, and maybe there was a bagel shop down there, and I'd get him breakfast or something. And then there was another guy in San Diego I knew, but it was a kind of amalgamation of those two. And the only reason I bring it up, because it was talking about people who are kind of in between houses, and you know, there's young people in that situation, and if you're you know, above 18 and younger than 24, and you're in that situation, you don't have a lot of places to go. And usually if you're in that situation, it's because you either can't get along with your parents have kicked you out, or your parents abused you, or your parents don't agree with your sexuality. There's some kind of reason why you don't have anywhere to go. And you know, we're lucky in Seattle because for the last many, many years, I believe 40, but I thought I can't believe it was, that's what I read. I thought it was less. I thought we were involved in the beginning of it. It's called the Orion Center. And we've been supporters for many, many years. And you know, we'd kind of throw a bit of dough to help it out here and there, but apparently not enough, because they've had some, it was this close to being shut down. The city has come together. They've thrown down. They've kept it open at least 5 days a week, but with donations from us, we can keep it open 7 days a week, which gives these people somewhere to go, these young kids. And the other thing is that the great local publication called The Stranger, they've started a feud, which we are more than happy to participate in, because, you know, this Macklemore guy. Bring it on, Macklemore. We're trying to see whose local fan base can raise more money, you see, through The Stranger, you see? And he's gonna play here in a couple days, and he's got 2 nights, and that's all right. And you know, and I, you know, he's got 3 nights. Fuck him. I get it. He's young and handsome. I get it, but fuck him. And then. He writes incredibly great lyrics. It's some of the best stuff I've heard in a long time, and that makes me even more pissed off. Fuck him. We met him down in New Orleans. He was just as gracious as could be and just super nice. He had an incredible fake fur coat that he got at the goddamn thrift shop. Fuck him. So come on, one night. Fans, we gotta try to raise some money, look up The Stranger Orion Center, come on. You guys might have a little extra dough. His fans ain't gonna have no extra dough because he's bilked them for 3 goddamn shows. They're gonna have nothing left. We could do it. We could do this. Here's to Macklemore and Ryan Lewis. That's great. Cheers. And here's to the Orion Center and doing what you can. Thanks for hearing us. We're here to play music. We're gonna do some more. That was sweet. Hear the sirens. Hear the sirens. Hear the sirens. Hear the circus so profound. I hear the sirens more and more in this here town. Let me catch my breath and reach and breathe across the bed. Oh, just to know we're safe, I am grateful man. The slightest bit of light, I can see you there. Have to take your hand and feel your breath. Oh, feel the someday will be over. I pull you close so here in my tree, yeah. All newspapers matter not to me, no. No more crowbars to my head, yeah. I'm trading stories with dollies instead, yeah. living. Look for love in evidence that you're worth keeping. Swallowed whole in negatives. It's so sad and sickening. Feel the air up above, up blue sky. Feel the air up with love, all black with style. Feel the sky black as you. A chance to my soul. See the path cut by the moon. For you to walk. Distant time, a distant place. That's where we're living. Distant time, a distant space. So what you giving? What you giving? She gave to everything. I take a walk outside. I'm surrounded by some kids that play. Oh, I can feel their laughter. So I see you. Hey, we got a few friends out there, one of them in particular that runs a record store called Easy Street Records. There's a big toast to Mr. Matt Vaughn and Easy Street Records. There used to be two, but a nice bank called Citibank who has lots of ads about like, we take care of the little man, yeah, Citibank coming to us, and they knocked him out of his where was that shop? That was the one on, yeah, the one on Mercer. Yeah, the Citibank that takes care of everybody. Knocked that small business right out of that fucking place. So here's a fuck you toast to Citibank. Thank you very much. Here's the map. West Seattle, Easy Street Record. When the kingdom comes, he puts his records on and wears his blasted thumb. He has prayer. And with the volume up, it goes and feels his cup unless the drummer's drum take away. There's another one about the same subject. When we play this, we usually dedicate it to the guy that it's written about, but it's only on rare occasions he's actually here. As he looks her over, she lies and says she's
hate to be one of those singers that goes, come on, fuck. Come on. This is, it feels like another toast is in order, but, I mean, you don't mind us getting a little sloppy up here. It's the last night, we're at home. I mean, another toast is in order, right? But before I keep toasting, everybody in the back's all good? I can see it from here. I mean, there's people up in the very, yeah, there you go. Hey! See if we can get the wave going. I'll just look at you. Oh yeah, let's go surfing. Big wave, big wave. Oh yeah, it's 1990 again. All right, here's the surfing. Everybody, cheers. Here's to you. And we don't remember this room ever actually sounding as good as it sounded tonight. And between you and the crew, we want to thank our crew. And Mudhoney wants to thank our crew, and our crew wants to thank Mudhoney. It sounded really good if you had a basketball team in here too. I imagine that would sound pretty good. And that guy, he just got married. Who'd you get married to? Yourself. It's a same-sex marriage. He married himself. Oh, no, he married a nice young lady. Good for you. Good for you. Personally, I think the other guy's cuter. But it's all right. Oh, no, that's the guy. Yeah, you got the right one. Sorry. Yeah, I got it. Hey, Jeff, he's got a random hat on, too. That's random. Well, we thank you all for coming. I know it was under the auspices of us playing the last show of the tour, but the real reason we tried to gather here today was to celebrate the 1-year anniversary of the legalization of marijuana in the state of Washington. And we wish the rest of the country and with other parts of the world could just look at what's happening in Seattle in the last year, and nothing's happened. It's all fine. It was always fine. The only drawback is now that it's legal in Washington, you get used to it being legal, and then whenever you travel, you forget that it's not legal because it just seems very, very normal. And there are some places that still look down on that kind of thing, so you better be fucking careful every time you, let's say, go to other places. Just be careful. Don't go to Singapore with pot, right, Jeff? Sorry, that wasn't pot, it was mushrooms. But, statute of limitations, I think you're clear, brother. And also, we're here to celebrate another this will be the 1-year anniversary of the legalization of same-sex marriage in the state of Washington. And again, the rest of the country should, and the rest of the world, whoever wants to check in, look what happened. Nothing, it's beautiful. There's no problems whatsoever. And our kids get it, and the grandparents get it, even the Republicans are starting to get it. There were Republicans and even people that were getting it before. Now they're, yeah. But I guess the whole point of that little thing, and this is how you end up having 4-hour shows because of this little bit right here. But seriously, isn't it fantastic to be part of a city and a community and a group and a part of the world that is on the right side of history? To be very proud. This one's by an incredibly inspirational guy, and we heard him through the records, and he helped change our minds early. He helped me understand what intolerance was, and understand that tolerance was the better way. And of course, I'm talking about Lou Reed from the Velvet Underground.
Close the door. The night could last forever. Leave the sun shine out and say hello to never. All the people are dancing and they're having so much fun. I wish it could happen to me, but if you close the door, I'll never have to see the day again. If you close the door, the night could last forever. Leave the wine glass out and make a toast to never. Or someday I know someone will look into my eyes and say, hello, you're my very special one. But if you close the door, I'll never have to see the day again. Dark party bars, shiny Cadillac cars, and the people on subways and trains, looking gray in the rain as they stand disarrayed. Oh, but people look well in the dark. If you close the door, the night could last forever. Let the sun shine out and say hello to never. All the people are dancing and they're having so much fun. I wish it could happen to me. If you close the door, I'll never have to see the day again. Oh no, I'll never have to see the day again. One more time, I'll never have to see the day again.
Hey, Mike and I are gonna play this one. This is, I can't say that we've ever, I don't know how many times we've played it, but it's a Christmas song, and we're close enough to Christmas. And it's a long, long time ago in a basement far away.
Cold wind blows at the soles of my feet. Heaven knows nothing of me, and I'm lost, nowhere to go. Oh, when I was a kid, oh, how magic it seemed. Oh, please let me sleep, it's Christmas time. Flower Hills was where I lived. Thought you burned, not froze for your sins. And I'm so tired, cold. Oh, when I was a kid, oh, how magic it seemed. Oh, please let me sleep, it's Christmas time.
saw a kid. Oh, how magic it seemed. Oh, please let me sleep. It's Christmas time. Oh, and if I was a kid, oh, how magic it seemed. Oh, please let me dream. It's Christmas time. Mike McCready there. No, I'm gonna keep it moving here, but something happened where there's someone in town tonight. Now, about 11 years ago, I'll tell you a story about a little girl and her dad. She was about 7 years old. It was in the Hawaiian Islands, and the dad had just come across. He just came in from a boat ride in early morning, and he came in, and his daughter was there on the dock, and he was about to tell the daughter, "We're not going out again." He had told her they were going out. He said, "We're not going out again. It's too rough. It's too rough." And it was just her. He was on his own. His name was Keith Baxter, and he pulled into port in Maui, and his daughter was there, 7 years old, little blonde girl, and she said, "Dad, you promised. You promised." And he said, "It's too rough out there. It's too rough." She said, "You promised you were going to take me across to the other island and take a peek." And he said, "It's too rough, baby." And she insisted. He took her on the boat ride. They got about halfway to the other island, maybe a little farther. Big waves in the middle of the channel. It's the Pailolo Channel or something, like 15-foot waves in the middle of the channel. And this little girl, she was out there, and she somehow heard voices. She heard voices amongst all the wind and these big rolling waves in the middle of this channel. And then they stopped, turned the engines off to listen. And then they listened. And then they heard voices out there. And then they looked up and they saw a couple canoe paddles in the middle of this channel. There was 3 people in the middle of the channel, drifting. They would have drowned if they wouldn't have found these people, or a 70% chance they would have drowned. These people probably wouldn't have lived if it weren't for this little girl that heard this voice and made the dad stop and encouraged the dad. She saved these 3 people's lives. The reason I know this story, and I know it well, I was one of those 3 people. And that little girl, who was 7 years old, I haven't met her since then, or I haven't seen her since then. Her name is Ashley Baxter, and she made it to Seattle for the show. I just want to introduce you to Ashley real quick and thank her. So I just want to thank Ashley Baxter and her dad, Keith Baxter. When she was a little kid, I'm dedicating this song, Future Days, to her, because without her, I'm not sure if we'd have them. Boom, you want to, speaking of Hawaiians, there's Boom Gaspar. If I ever were to lose you, I'd surely lose myself. If
everything I have found here, I'm not found by myself. Try and sometimes you'll succeed to make this man of me. All my stolen missing parts, I've no need for anymore. I believe, 'cause I can see our future days, days of you and me. Back when I was feeling broken, I focused on a prayer. You came deep as any ocean, or just something out there here. All the complexities and games, no one wins, but somehow they're still played. Oh, the missing crooked hearts, they may die, but in us they live. Oh, I believe, and I believe, 'cause I can see our future days, days of you and me. When hurricanes or cyclones rage, when winter turned to dust, when floods they came or tides they raised, ever closer became all the promises at sundown, I've been beyond like the rest. Demons dancing used to come round, I am grateful now they have all left. Oh, existence, no alarms, please, this is just too good to be gone. So persistent in my ways, yet angel, I am here to stay. I believe, and I believe, 'cause I can see oh, our future days, days of you and me, you and me, days, you and me. Alone, less last, breakfast table in an otherwise empty room. Young girl, violins, the center of her own attentions. And now mother reads aloud, child tries to understand it, tries to make her proud. Yeah, the shades go down into her head, painted home, can't deny there's something wrong.
kept will remind me. Don't call me daughter, not fair to be. The picture kept will remind me. Don't call me daughter, not fair to. Oh, the picture kept will remind me. Don't call me daughter, not fair to. The picture kept will remind me. Don't call me. Chloe to know better. Chloe's just like me, only beautiful. A couple of years this time. Those lessons I never learned. Chloe does the tables in the French Quarter. She's always been given, so can't always make her laugh. Proud to say, and I won't forget time spent laying by her side. Time spent laying by her side. Dreams like this must die. Dreams like this must die. A dream like this must. You ever hear the story of Mr. Fate of Glory? Said he rides the pony must someday fall. I was talking to my altar. Said life is what you make it. And if you make it death, well rest your soul away. It's a broken kind of feeling. She had to time it to the ceiling. Bad moves are coming, better say your prayers. Wanna tell you that I love you. my substitute teacher. This bottle's not a pretty, not a pretty sight there. I owe the man some money, so I'm turning over honey. So I miss your faded glory is once again doing time. This is my kind of love. It's the kind that moves on. Oh, it's the kind that leaves me alone. This is my kind of love. It's the kind that moves on. It's the kind that leaves me alone, yeah. Like a crown of thorns. Oh, I taught you who you know, yeah. So don't burn your bridges, woman, 'cause someday, so I'm singing. This is my kind of love. It's the kind that moves on. It's the kind that leaves me alone. Oh, this is my kind of love. It's the kind that moves on. It's the kind that leaves me alone. So don't burn your bridges, woman. Let's hear it for Jeff and Stone. They've been together a long, long time. Here's the long-term relationships. We've had a great tour. Long-term relationships, and there's no band therapist in this, but it's all just us. It's all good. But Jeff and Stone, and then I believe Bruce Fairweather's in the audience tonight. We want to say hi to Bruce and Kim Thayil, all the old school. Oh yeah. Speaking of old school, this song, I think the very first time we ever played this song, it had to have been in Seattle, but for some reason we haven't played it in Seattle since 1992. So I don't know if there's a reason. We're about to find out.
fuck is this world? Running to you didn't leave a message, at least I put it in the voice one last time. Oh, daily my field this good. Be my time by you. Would you hit me? Would you hit me?
There ain't gonna be any middle anymore, and the cross I'm bearing home, meaning they can do what my place left the door.
Hey guys, hey. Hey, I just want to say thank you guys for all coming out tonight. This is my hometown. I'm so fucking excited to play here. I saw Van Halen here, fucking Kiss, UFO, all that shit. So this is my dream come true. Thank you. I just wanted to raise a little awareness of a little radio station called KEXP that, along with all the other fine radio stations in our town, that we are raising a little bit of money to move it fairly close to this area, right actually on the other side, over by Queen Anne. So we're trying to raise money to do that, and we think it's a worthy cause. It's going to be informational, and it'll have a lot of things for kids to do there, and bands can hang out there and do radio stuff. And so KEXP, just remember that, and thank you for listening.
KEXP. KEXP. Let's hear it for KEXP local. Yeah. And here's to the old team and hopefully the future team. And I don't know if this is written about a basketball team or is written about one of the greatest bands that ever existed that happened to be from Seattle called the Sonics. And between Mudhoney, Soundgarden, we got all the it's good to be home, that's all I'm saying. Here's to the Supersonics. something wrong, she said. You're still alive, she said. Oh, but do I deserve to be? Yeah. And he said, that's the question. Oh, and it's so, it's so, it's so, it's so. Oh, I'm still alive. Hey, I'll introduce all the fellas. I'll introduce my McCready. You know him. I'll introduce Jeff Heyman. Yeah. Boom Gasper. Stone Gossett. Call me Ed. Matt Cameron. It all, hopefully in some kind of way, and I don't always drink as much as I did tonight, but it was exciting. I was excited. I mean, there's coffee and there's wine, and then there's just wine. But just we hope we've been good ambassadors for this town, and as we've traveled around. And you know, not all groups can be proud of their heritage, but there's we hope we can live up to the legend of all the bands before us, around us, in front of us, Just trying to hold our own ground. And if you could see what we see, and maybe you do, but all the different flags from all the different countries, this happens on a nightly basis. Even in Canada, they somehow made it across the border. It's a geography lesson every night with flags. We just gotta tell you, Brazil, all these people coming to Seattle. I would think that this vision of all the flags and all these people here to listen to some music, I would, taking us out of the equation, whatever occurred to have this happen, somebody like Nelson Mandela would be proud. And speaking of Nelson Mandela, he was a huge Mudhoney fan. And ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce to the stage Mr. Mark Arm and Mr. Steve Turner. Come on now. Oh, that's not enough. Well, we got Mark and Steve. Oh, Kim Thayil, how about that? I tend to keep time. Mark, I tend to keep time by like how much wine is in the glass, but I've kind of lost. I don't know what time it is.
I have no idea what time it is, but wait a second, let me think. Ladies and gentlemen of Seattle, Washington, time to kick out the jams, motherfuckers! I gotta kick them out! Well, I feel pretty good, and I guess that I could get cranked now, baby. All y'all got to do when the dressing room got hazy now, baby. Know how you like it, John? I keep it tight. The girls eruption. Does anyone here know to play eruption?
Mark Arm's the only one who knows the words to Eruption. He wants to sing it.
But nobody was here on the west side, the front side letter that I don't know was a box on the back. Hey, hey, can you see that girl on the porch? Yeah.
Hey, cheers. Hey, thanks so much. Thanks so much. We like what we do, and we sometimes think we're getting better, but we can only do it with your support, and we're just so grateful because we're brothers, and you allow us to be that, and you know, it's nice to have the chance to get better, and grow old, yeah, and not die, be alive. Thank you. Thanks for supporting us and all those things. Good night. Goodbye. Love. Happy Christmas!